Now, right now, I kind of want to dive into something else with the Mavs and Nico and everything. The GM's gone, but the Mavericks still have a lot of work to do. So what's next? Is the first thing naming an official full-time GM, or do you think they're just going to ride with the tandem of interim GMs? Do you think they need to go get Dennis Lindsay back? Like, where's this going?
Okay, Kevin, I want honest answers from everybody here.
Okay.
And 877-881-1053, also this. Your interest level in this team, I know for the job we have to pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm not watching as intently as I've wanted to. And it's not because Luka's not there.
Right.
But that's not the main factor. I think that there are some entertaining pieces on this team. But when I've turned the games on, I've just been grossed out by a lot of the things I see. And I want to see a good Cooper Flagg.
Sure.
It's just I feel like I see sloppy basketball. I feel like I'm not seeing a good team unit yet. And I don't feel entertained by the product. So that's a disconnect I have. Somehow they got to get me to be excited about the product again.
See, and I
don't think a GM is going to be the key to that.
And that's fair. Like, you don't feel like people are tuning in because they're like, let's see what the GM does.
No.
So we're going to kick it to Alec. We're going to kick it to the fan text as well, because I think I am the wrong person to ask that question to, because I am super duper invested in this team. But that's also because
Cooper Flagg.
You have Cooper Flagg.
Emotionally or financially?
Which
one matters more?
It's emotionally
Okay.
first.
All right.
So, like, Alec knows you open a lot of Topps basketball, but I opened a lot of Topps basketball because I just wanted Cooper Flagg cards, not so I could flip them, just so I could have them.
And you do that.
Yeah, for sure.
You're the one. Mike's a unique collector. You're a unique collector. You've always said collect what you like.
Yes.
And that's always been important to me.
So it's far more emotional than anything.
And is it because you want to see a Duke player do well, or is it because you think this guy has the trajectory of greatness?
That one.
Okay.
I mean, Coach K talked about it.
And so you want to watch the entirety of greatness as it goes.
Yeah, it was the same way I felt about Grant Hill. Now, I know like Grant Hill's career got derailed by injuries and everything, but when I saw him play, I was like, this dude can do everything. He has the potential to just be all-time unbelievable. And you saw that from some of his play. I truly believe Cooper Flagg has the chance to be like an all-time unbelievable player. Now, you can watch this set of games and be like, oh, he's not there yet, or you don't think he's going to be. Like, I've already seen somebody texting in, it was like, Cooper Flagg will never be a generational player. I just feel like that is a foolish statement.
Especially this
Either way, I think it'd be a foolish statement to say he'll definitely be a generational player.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 minutes. Now, will I throw out...
You also think that term's used very loosely.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've talked about this before. People say Luka's a generational player. What generation? He's not the best player in basketball now.
Why?
Well, I mean, Jokic is better than him.
Why?
I mean, part of the reason is because he doesn't play defense, and that is one difference.
Well, the reality is he doesn't have an MVP on his
or a title or anything like that yet. And so, will he be a generational player, Luka? Absolutely, he could be. But just people say...
You're going to look back and look at numbers and be like, oh my God, what did this dude
say
do?
that way too early.
Like, we look at Oscar Robertson's numbers at the time. How many championships does Oscar Robertson have?
See, and that actually is a really good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the MVPs on it either that go along with it, but like, was he generational? Because we look back at his numbers and go, oh my God, this is the best player on the court night in, night out.
You know, that's a really good question, because like, I wonder if whenever people hear Wilt over Bill Russell, they're like, are you out of your mind? Every time it came down to nut cutting time, like, Bill Russell got the job done. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how people in future generations will feel about this. But like,
was James Harden a generational player?
See, and that's
because if you don't think that Luke is generational, then you don't know ball from the 7-6-3. And I think if you look at the numbers and watch James Harden, you're like, that's a great player.
Yeah.
Do I think generational in the group of LeBron and KD and Steph? Like, he's in the same time as those guys. And he put up great numbers, but he wasn't generational.
And see,
Luka is an amazing talent.
And that's where I guess, and I promise we'll move on to the next part. Because, I think that text in the 763 is silly. Like, you didn't actually listen to what we were saying whatsoever, is I would think generational would just be the one person. But from the 940, I mean, when I hear generational player, I think like the top 5 players of a generation.
Okay.
And then it gets boiled down to like, how do you define that? Because right now, would Jokic be in there? Would Giannis be in there? Would Steph be in there? And then like, so what's your time frame look like? My point is, I have a hard time saying that somebody's going to be generational when they have 0 MVPs and 0 titles. Luka can absolutely be that. If he told me he's going to finish his career with 3 MVPs and 3 titles, I'd be like, I could see that. Mm-hmm. And so, absolutely. So I think for that person who texted in, like, you're not really hearing what I was trying to say about generational. But I think Cooper Flagg has that potential. Okay, that's great. Let's say he does become eventually generational. With who? Who else is going to be on your team? Anthony Davis? Kyrie Irving? By the time Cooper Flagg would truly fulfill whatever you think his actual potential is, they're not going to be able to run with him. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I don't understand about the construction of this team.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, the first thing they have to do for me is get my entertainment value back. Get me reinterested in this team. I will be at some point. It'll happen. Winning is a key for that.
Okay, quick question to that then.
Then we can start looking at the future of this team around Cooper Flagg.
How much leeway, if any, are you going to give the team since they got rid of Nico?
Same team that was there before.
Okay.
Like, start winning.
And that's
or make a bold move. I've been told, I don't know if you heard it, Alec, fortune does favor the bold, but make a bold move now.
Man, it's unfortunate for him that we're going to have that cut forever.
Right?
He didn't even make a whole year.
After the
trade. And he only made like a few months after that trade.
Yeah.
Fortune favors
or
the
after
bold.
that line.
Thank you, Nico.
Exactly.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
So for Cooper Flagg, you probably saw his best game against Milwaukee. He had 26 points, by the way, tied with LeBron James for the youngest player in the history of basketball to have 25-plus points in an NBA game.
Nice.
So there's that. Great.
Is LeBron generational?
And see, for sure. LeBron's probably the second or third best player of all time.
I like, and I'm sorry to keep interrupting this, but somebody said, I look at it as the single individual player of that time, Mike, Kobe, LeBron, whoever's next.
Okay. And see, and that's the thing. Like, I just think people in general, and I'll get off my soapbox, have gotten really lazy when they say generational. And because it's like, oh, Micah Parsons is generational. Maybe, but he's not even.
Myles Garrett exists.
Yeah, he's not even the best defensive player right now. And so, like, those are the things that I just think sometimes are a little silly.
Use the word elite talent.
See, there
that's
you
different.
go.
That's different.
Exactly. And that's why the person who said, like, he's generational in terms of, like, I think of the top 5 of a decade. Okay, then that's fine. And I think that changes the whole dynamic. You need to trade Anthony Davis, but then the issue becomes, because we talked with Chuck Cooperstein earlier when I was you were here.
No, yeah, I was.
Filling in with Sean and RJ and me and Bobby. Is
Aiden.
How long does it take to reestablish his value? Because that's one of the things that Coop said. And the look on your face is what I want to capitalize on, is you need to get him back on the court to reestablish his value. How long does that take for somebody who has like such a
history of injury?
Exactly. Because let's say Anthony Davis comes back. Let's say he comes back in the next game. That won't be the case, but he comes back in the game after that. And for 15 straight games, he has 30 points and 15 rebounds a game. That doesn't do it, right?
Honestly, with those things, you need the team that has the picks, right?
Yes.
That also is in a position to potentially win a championship, that also is in a place where they need that one player. The window for an Anthony Davis trade to be successful for you
right,
is very small. It's not like you have a whole group of people that you're like, all right, guys, bidding starts now. Get your best in by 1 p.m. and we're good to go. This is we got to find the right team because Anthony Davis is a limited commodity health-wise.
And what I worry about then is he needs to play the rest of the year injury-free to have that value going into the offseason. Okay, so what does that do for you then? It helps you in the long term, but that's 1 year down on the Cooper Flagg calendar or whatever. Or that's 1 year of stagnant basketball. Like, look, maybe AD and Kyrie come back and everything clicks and it's all magical, and I would love to see that. But don't you think it's far more likely that you'll get to the end of the season and be like, we were fine, lost in the play-in or whatever.
He had a whole offseason, and it looked like he was still trying to figure out who was on his team.
And so that's troubling because I wonder if he's one of your two biggest assets, what does he possibly bring you in return? And then maybe more importantly, how long does it take to establish that? And unfortunately, your other biggest asset would be Kyrie Irving. Well, I don't get the sense that Kyrie Irving wants to go anywhere. And then the issue that you run into with that is he's also coming off an injury. And so it's going to take time well beyond the trade deadline this year to determine what he can still do. Mm-hmm. And so that's the start of it. Now, unfortunately, I have more not great news.
What is he doing here, Alec? Why does he keep doing this in the middle of this segment?
Okay, you know what? I learned my lesson from earlier.
Also, before you say this, I'm sorry. Take a break real quick, Kevin. Alec, we've looked at you many times and then started back into a different conversation. Mm-hmm. What is it for you that you would like to see them, like what first steps could they take for you?
I think you need to address some of the now proven to be mistakes that you made in adding to this roster, which I know it's going to be hard to find somebody that wants to take the money, but Clay doesn't really do anything for me anymore. Anthony Davis, like Kevin said, find a way, manufacture a way to reestablish his value, start trying to get some semblance of either money back or assets to say, we had the number 1 overall pick last year. His name is Cooper Flagg. We build around him. And to Nico's credit, he built a team around Luka. Find somebody, whether it's Michael Finley, whether whoever's out on the street to be a GM that's going to say, yes, I have a plan to make sure that Cooper Flagg is not going to be our point guard every single day, that he's going to be playing at the 2 or 3 where he knows he is going to thrive. We know he is going to thrive. Yes. Start showing us a plan. I know this year is not going to be what we want it to be, but start showing us that we have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, and we're going to try to install that over the next 2 to 3 years because you have a larger window now with a younger franchise star.
Now I'm gonna take the advice I got from Cory at the beginning of the show, and I hope you guys all understand how this is going to play out. Can you imagine if you were a team that had 2 aging veterans that ran into a lot of injury problems, and they were under contract for not only this year, but also next year, and then the year after that, which would now be the 2027-28 season, they both have player options, which they could trigger and cost you a combined $105.2 million that season. Now, can you also imagine being that very same team that only has control of this year's first-round pick, and then they do not have a first-round pick again without any protections or swaps till 2031, and that same team also doesn't have a second-round pick until 2030. Now, I'm not saying what team that is, but if you could imagine what team that is. Hey, look, Detroit's got their superstar that they want to build around. Now, I know that this is probably not going to be what people want to hear, but do you not trade out, whether it's Kyrie, Anthony Davis, whoever, for, as Alec was saying, maybe some other teams' monetary things that they want to get out from under, or maybe...
to give yourself better options in free agency?
Yes.
Okay.
But also to give yourself better options to maybe not be that great again and let the natural course of Cooper take whatever direction it's going to go.
I hate that for him.
I know.
I hate that for him.
I know.
You're gonna have to struggle like all the other rookies, bro.
And you won't like this either, but if you're looking for like a magical basketball world in which we live in, watch some BYU basketball, because AJ DeBonsa is another player that some people think has the potential to be, we'll go back to the word that we used to start it off with, generational. And some people think he's the next Tracy McGrady, however you want to quantify that. But the issue is, I know everybody is excited that Nico is out, and I get that. But you have Cooper Flagg, and you have the next to worst record in the Western Conference. And because of the way Nico built this thing, you do not have control of your second-round pick till 2030. And after this draft, your fate in the first round belongs to another team in 27, 28, 29, and 30. Plus, you have Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving under contract this year, next year, and if they choose to use their player options, the year after that. So you're going to have to be creative as all get out. One of the things that I can imagine is if you take another team's problem player, but their money comes off the books sooner, that is a potential that you can go and maybe do a little something in free agency. But you're hamstrung by a whole lot of things, Corey, that when you say, I want to see better and more entertaining basketball, your options to get that short term are tough, and long term, they are probably worse.
Yeah, and like the only entertaining factor then is going to be Cooper from the 214. When they all get healthy and play together and gel, I'm going to be the first to hear what comes out of y'all's mouth.
Here, I'll give you a preview.
Let me explain something real quick. I was with you, and Anthony Davis started the season with an injury.
Yeah.
That is an injury from overuse of his ankle. Like I was like, okay, man, dude, when this thing gets rolling, when Kyrie gets back, I cannot wait. And then the first thing was Anthony Davis is hurt again. And I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself, believing that that's going to happen. It just doesn't work for me.
And I don't understand now. I don't think I've ever understood the idea of saying what is actually happening, meaning you're against a team. Oh, look, we were all born and raised in the Metroplex. What I'm going to say is, holy crap, how badass is this team that you can now have the backcourt you desired, and Kyrie Irving and Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis is out there kicking ass, and your three-headed monster is smashing everybody in the league. That's exactly what I'm going to say. I'm telling you the information that's in front of you now. Accept it or don't. But that doesn't change the reality of the situation that you're in.
Somebody said, they understand the narrative of trading players away, but what if they blossom? My only thing is, these are veterans. A lot of the pieces that you're willing to trade away are aged veterans that have already blossomed, or are their only path is maybe a year of good, another year, maybe two, and then starting the decline.
But the good news is that's what you sell, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The other question, though, Kevin, is from the 469, would you ever consider trading Cooper Flagg?
So
I say no.
Yeah, tell me.
And the reason is because of the promise of the future. Like, that's the reason I say no. I know what the talent is. I do have the question, because I don't know. What is the value of a number one overall pick that is looking good? Like, he's not a superstar. He's not going to get you. I don't think he's going to get you 4 number one picks.
I think he would.
You think he would?
Just for the
4
record,
first-round picks?
100%.
And he only cost you 1.
I think he could get you 4 first-round picks and multiple pick swaps. That's how desired.
Now that Nico's gone?
Yeah, yes. Otherwise, you trade him for, hey, let's get Jonah Heim. Sorry, buddy. But that felt rude. I know that felt rude to Jonah Heim. I apologize for that. I think he is that coveted in the NBA. And like I said, he just tied LeBron for the quickest to score that many points. Okay. So I don't think anything.
But not 4 number one overalls.
No, because you couldn't guarantee that either. But, like, so here's the issue with that. That's why everybody was mad to begin with. Like, let's say you would have gotten Anthony Davis and your 4 number 1 picks, right? Plenty of people still would have been mad because what's the best that you can hope that number 1 pick becomes? Luka. And, like, you already had the thing that's impossible to find. That's the person that you know without a doubt is a franchise player that can lead you think, to where you want to be. Like, Chet Holmgren is awesome, but he ain't Shea, you know? Like, and this is the same thing. The Rockets made a move. Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, whoever you think is the dude that could take you to the promised land, they were like, we also need Kevin Durant. It is so hard to find that player that you're like, let's put everything on their back and see what they can do. If the Mavs think that's Cooper Flagg, and a lot of people around the league do, it would be stupid to trade him, just like so many people will tell you it was stupid to trade Luka when you had him.
The 972, you can get unlimited first-round picks. You may never find a Luka or a Cooper again.
And that is very true.
So the question started this was, now that they've done this, what should they do next? How much of wait and see if that helps factors into this for you?
I don't think. This is where we'll go into just my opinion.
Do you think that Dumont already knows enough about this team, or do you think he's like, I need to see what it's like whenever these people aren't down his throat?
Okay, so let's play that out to its. Maybe
like, what's a real home court advantage like?
Yeah, right. I was going to say let's play this out to its logical conclusion, but that's not fair. Let's play this out to what I think the conclusion is. All right? Anthony Davis comes back. He is as healthy as you can imagine. Same with Gafford, same with Lively, and then same with Kyrie Irving. All right? That's a kick-ass group right there. I don't think Cooper Flagg is ready to carry what you need him to carry to be a championship level team and player. All right, when will he be ready? 2, 3 years? What happens then? Well, now you have contract issues with Lively. You're going to go through the same thing with Gafford all over again. And Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are probably too old to play anywhere near that level. So even in the best health scenario, this team doesn't make sense to me. You have to pick. To me, trading Cooper or youth movement. Right now. I think those are the only logical 2 ways to go, or else you're just going to...
Trade deadline's in February?
Yes. Oh, so like not today, but in the next couple of months.
Because that's part of me, and we were discussing how long can AD play healthy at a high level for his value to be up?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 months. Maybe 2 months is enough for somebody to go, dude, he looks right now. They got him back on track. He, whatever it is, maybe that's it. But I think right now, I've changed my mind on what I want them to do right now. What's next? I want them to turn... it's not really changing my mind. It's the same thing I said earlier. I want them to win. Start turning that thing back into, like, let's look like a team out there.
Okay.
Let's play some team basketball. I don't know what was keeping y'all from it before. Was it really just the fact that Nico Harrison was sitting in the stands overlooking everything?
To be fair, I have not factored in the toll that listening to that crap every single day. So I probably should. And then the other thing is, and I know you're big on this, let's say they do start to win and you get into the play-in, maybe even the real playoffs.
That's fun.
How valuable is that to Cooper Flagg?
Huge. I got to prepare differently. I'd rather see him in a playoff series than a play-in game, because a play-in game is a coin flip.
Sure.
Like, you come out hot and all of a sudden you've run away with the game. You saw it happen. But a playoff series, you have to go rest and prepare. Like, that's different to me. So I would love for that to happen for him, and that would be significant, because that's very similar to let's let him find the bathroom. He needs to be comfortable with understanding how. Has he ever been in he's never been in a playoff?
Yeah, true.
He's never had a 4, 5, 7, games in a series where
Yeah.
he's had to go from the same team over and over preparing to stop him.
Yeah, because in the NCAA tournament, they played 5 games. Every single one was a
So
different opponent.
I would love for that to be a thing, for them to get there and have this playoff opportunity. And then maybe during the offseason, it's time to trade some of these older contracts instead of at the All-Star break. Maybe that's a good thing, is let these veterans get him there. Let him guide him there and get that experience so he can be the one to guide the next generation.
And then I understand. There does seem to be a group. It's like, wait till he's healthy. AD, that is. And let's see what happens. And I'm with you. But then you also have to wait for Lively to get healthy and Kyrie to get healthy. My concern is, no matter how much I hope that is the case, and Cooper Flagg's the third on your championship team, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's too much, right? To hope that they'll all be healthy for
Right.
a long...
Well, to hope that.
Yeah, I can hope that. But,
Even to hope it's a lot.
yeah.
But the more I think about this now, the more I want this team to do something together for the rest of this year. Not provide us a false hope of the future, but to have a real, like, whoever is going to be that next GM, have a real vision of, no, we need to get in the playoffs for this. Also, it's going to help our trade value in the offseason if some of these guys get there.
Look, that's one of the reasons I think, whether it's Nemhard, whether it's Williams, there are other young players on this team that it's fun to see what do they have. But that would only be if you're not trying to actively win games.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm sure they're trying to actively win games. But you're 3-8. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to kind of try them out and see what you got and figure out, oh yeah, this could be our future backup
They're
point
actively
guard.
trying to win minutes. Actually, that's how small it is for the. I want to say this though. Luka's never coming back.
I would be stunned if that happened in the next decade.
Ever. All right. And even if he came back, you ever broken up with a girl and then gotten back together with her and you're like, oh yeah.
That's why.
Like, there was a lot of really great things that happened in our bedroom. Because you can have good talks in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. But
You know how women are.
Unless you poke your wife in the eye.
But as PJ Washington just said, you know how, all those things that drove me nuts before, they're back. Listen, I loved it. Luka was thoroughly entertaining. He was awesome. I know for a fact, though, that dude would walk back in and complain about something. I would be like, "Oh, you're kidding me!"
And I will continue to wonder that till the end of time. You're not going to be able to prove it one way or another. But this cyborg
Prove I can't.
6-pack version of Luka you're seeing right now, everyone is projecting that that's what it would be here. And to your point,
It wasn't.
exactly.